Hello, thank you for joining me for the weekend reading, the daily reflection. And we're going to be using the daily guidance from your angels deck by Doreen Virtue. Lots of energies this week. There's just a lot of global grief and fear between hurricanes and fires and flooding and all kinds of things that way. So I have been looking at that, but I've also tried to move that out and look at other things that are a little bit more individual and less global, although as always I reach out to the energy of you as a group and see what comes up. So and a lot of the energy that I was seeing in the past couple days is just the energy of getting ready, being ready, and then either stopping or going and succeeding and then destroying. It's kind of a type of energy that similar to self-sabotage, I guess, but not quite as intense. So I've just been looking at that space, and when I look at it for people, you know, it's really just a big indication to make sure that as you're ready to make changes, that you're clearing yourself first, meditating, praying, and really grounding and looking at things from a clear perspective and not through a bunch of energy. So that was the meditative moment. It was a little complex, but hopefully made enough sense for those that needed to hear it. And I'm just going to pray that whoever finds this video finds it in divine timing, and that it speaks to them what they need to hear in order for them to contemplate and move forward in ways that benefit them. So I think it's that card right there. Start with one card for the weekend. Energy work. Very similar to what I was just talking about. It's that taking the deliberate steps to clear out your energetic space, your aura, your body, your mind, meditation, and then taking the time to set your intent and to look at the vibrations that you want to create from and the vibrations you want to receive in, and just look at what actually comes up, where you find resistance to things, where you find amusement at things, where you can notice old habits and make changes, and doing it on that energetic spiritual level first. Setting the vibration and the intention energetically before you take any actions. So let's see what the next card is. Giving and receiving. The entire universe operates in cycles, similar to breathing. When you only exhale or only inhale, you are out of rhythm with the universe. Looking at this card, what I see is a lot of the fear energies that have to do with the hurricane. And while they're connected, I'm trying to understand here through the visions that I'm getting. It just looks like that intensity of not being able to control Mother Nature and the intensity of the energy of that hurricane and the way it moves. Is eliciting a lot of fear, but I also see underneath that fear is the power of group agreement and prayer, and what people can do when they have a united common theme. And the generosity of wanting to assist and support, humanity. It's a vibration that over the last few months has been kind of missing, where people have been more angry and divisive and willing to tear each other apart. The interesting thing is, even though this hurricane intensity brings up a lot of fear, it's also bringing out that unity, that desire to help, the desire to be kind and generous and compassionate. And so it's an interesting mechanism that we have, that has been triggered, that we are using to find that inner compassion and that kindness and that generosity for each other. And knowing that when we give from the heart, when we just know what we have to give and we're able to give it and we give, and I'm not talking just monetarily, I'm talking spiritual gifts, I'm talking assistance, help, just the willing heart, any of those things, whatever you're able to give, when you give it, and you give it fully and easily, you always receive back. And you always receive back in ways that surprise you and often overwhelm you. So I just see where this is a prevalent energy that's going on right now, and how much of a blessing it really is. So and the last card for the weekend, change in direction. There may be some startling insights that happen this weekend, whether it's because of circumstances outside your control, or whether it's because you have been thinking about making a change and just have been avoiding it, or not sure until this moment. It looks like whatever those changes are, you're going to make them in a, not big as far as like fanfare, but it'll be resolute and certain and almost instant. Where you've been maybe waffling or chasing your tail intellectually, you'll just suddenly know. And in that moment of knowing, you'll do. And when you take that action, things change. And it's okay. It's okay if it's even something, like you've been striving. Well, it's kind of that energy I was talking about before, where you plan and you do, and then at the last minute you don't follow the plan. Just be aware of whether it's coming from your true knowing, or whether it's coming from self-sabotage. And I see where it is coming from true knowing, but because of a history of self-sabotage, you may doubt a little bit. So the clearest way I know to know the difference is to just sit in meditation, to clear the space and really look at it, not from your analytical mind, but going and connecting with the God of your heart and looking at it from your inner voice. So and what brings you peace, that thing that doesn't bring you relief, but brings you peace. Relief is a momentary it's a momentary energy that just doesn't solve the problem, doesn't make the situation go away. It's just a momentary reprieve. Whereas peace is a direction or an action or something that removes the source of the angst, the source of the irritation. So look for the peace. And just use your awareness. Not fear, just awareness. All right. That is the weekend reading. Set your intention. Clear your space. Look at things from an energetic point of view before you act, and enjoy the miracles of giving and receiving and unity and humanity and compassion that are occurring right now, even if the situations are a little bit extreme and can bring up fear. Look beyond the fear to that miracle of giving and receiving. And if you're considering a change in direction, or when opportunity comes to you, look to make sure that you're operating from your true source of knowing, your inner voice, and that it brings peace, and that it's not just a sudden departure that is self-sabotage and only may feel like a moment of reprieve. So there it is in a nutshell. I hope you have a very blessed weekend. I'm going to be going to some training, so I'm pretty excited about that. And we will see you Monday for the daily reflection. Take care. Be blessed.